What's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who this is, and it's definitely your favorite soulful child. Yeah. Shark coming back to you once again at the PEG podcast, Positive Energy Generation. And you know, we bring the hottest artists coming out to give you fire, elevation, to help elevate you every day, inspire you every day to keep pushing forward no matter what. But we have those aspiring public figures, the ones that's out there making a way, whether they're just starting a business or has been in the business for a long run. And I got a good one for y'all, man. I know you have heard him. If you have not heard him, his name is JB the Great, man. He is the man, the chairman of the International, also founder of the Level Mastermind, man. So if y'all don't know him, you're gonna get a chance to know him now. We're gonna tap into who he is. He's not only been helping entrepreneurs and small business and even celebrities around the world, but he's here to drop gems on y'all just to keep elevating y'all with knowledge, man. And we got to have more people like him. So I'm going to bring him to the forefront. What's up, JB the Great? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, Sean? Good to see you. How you doing?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. We here. We elevate. We positive. Yo, what better way to come together and keep inspiring people, man?
Right. That's the best thing to do. And I'm happy to be on with you. I know we were trying to make this happen for a couple of weeks, few weeks.
Yeah, man. It's cool because like the weather has been crazy here, internet been in and out. So man, the fact that you was able to reach back out to me and we got this thing rolling is blessed. It's definitely material and things I want to make sure that not only I know, but people around the world know. You know, the world has shifted, it's changing so greatly. And man, you out here doing big things. So, yo, let's tap into it, y'all. He's a business consultant. He's an investor. And like I said, he helped you, me, and entrepreneurs and business mind people around the world. He also specializes in digital assets, cryptocurrency market, sales, and e-commerce. So, hey, man, we got a lot to talk about coming into the game. So I ain't gonna spoil the alert. He's been doing this for over 13 years, man, putting work into the game. And when you got that type of grind, when you put work in like that, man, you can't stop. You know what I'm saying? You the fire. My man is fire. So y'all want to stay tuned so you can be able to tap into his social media. He's going to give his social media at the end. So you got to stay plugged in, man. Y'all do not want to miss it, y'all. This is the Positive Energy Generation podcast, and we getting live. So, man, JB, man, let's dive into who you are. Let the listeners know who you are first off before we dive into the business part.
Yeah, absolutely. And my phone was going off. I was ordering, everything's digital now. So
yeah.
I was, there's a little app called Favor or something like that. And so they were calling me. I got a little delivery coming. But yeah, JB the Great. I'm the chairman of JB the Great International. And I'm also the chief executive officer of Next Level Mastermind. Those are my two top companies. I own lots of other companies, have tons of investments. And I'm 30 years old. Been in the game officially since I was 17. So I started my first business at 17. Actually, the summer before I graduated high school, the summer before I was going to college. So I actually started college like a couple weeks after I graduated high school. So I got accepted into this engineering program, and that just, it was a good start for me. But I got my ass whooped, right? Like I was calling home crying. I was like, "Mama, I was failing the test, right? I was making F's in math, and I had took calculus and all these things. And it's crazy because like a lot of the things that I'm doing now in technology and in business, right? Like I couldn't pass the exams and the test and college, and so it's really interesting how that dynamic works. We'll probably talk about that.
Right. A lot of times I realize like people do things in college and you come using the outside world, you're like, what am I using this for? You use some things. So I know engineering is not an easy major, man. Why you pick engineering?
Well, so that's where I started. I changed my major like 11 times in college. So I ended up getting 2 degrees, one in political science, one in history. So, which everybody like, I don't know how that fits, right? So crazy because like the political connections and the things that like I've succeeded in business. A lot of it is kind of based on a lot of the things that I learned about myself when I was in college. And so how that happened was my professor, who they assigned you like it's like a mentor or something in college. He's like, hey, look, if you don't get it together, you're gonna be here for a long time. So she's like, we need to get you out of here. She's like, what do you want to do? I was like, well, I honestly, I want to, be a businessman. That's what I was telling her. She's like, oh, well, good luck to you on that, right? But let's get realistic. What do you want to do? How about you go to law school? And so, yeah, I'm not gonna say her name because she might one day watch this. But she was a really cool professor, though. I can't even lie. I want to say her name so bad, but it wasn't her. She was just trying to help me, and a lot of times people can push on their fears, their knowledge of what they know onto you, and that happens to people so much in business. I mean, that's another conversation that I'm pretty sure we'll get into. Like, we want to start a business and nobody's supporting you, your parents, your family, your friends, right? So yeah.
And those are people that most people look for first. Like, say I had to learn that too. Like, get over the fact that your peoples that will be probably the last people to jump on your wagon, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's like a hard pill to swallow. And I feel like that breaks a lot of entrepreneurs. They feel like, oh, well, my family not on, then why am I doing this? So, man, you are a great example of keep pushing forward. You started at 17. I wish at 17, I knew half of the stuff I knew now. God knew that I needed to take a longer route because I'll be in a different spot right now, man. I decided to go military first and do all these other things first. And then I come back and I get into entrepreneurship. I'm like,
and the military is a very different world, right? Because my mom, she's just retiring from the military after over 20 years.
Shout out to her.
So, yeah. So, I mean, she's definitely one of the most incredible people that I've ever met in my life. I'm just blessed to have a great mom. And I mean, she's like, she's been in war zones and like buildings have blown up while she's been in it. Like, it's been crazy stuff. So like that military life, I know how it was because I actually, when I graduated from college, I was on the ROTC scholarship. So I had an offer from the Army. I had an offer from the Air Force, where I was looking at the Marines, come in as a little lieutenant, right? And so I was like, yeah, that's pretty nice. And a lot of things happened in between. Then I accepted the scholarship, for the Air Force. And so I was like, I got 20/20 vision. And, so that's like, we're going to make you a little pilot. We need some young Black pilots, so which probably would have been dope, but my life took a whole different course. I would have never imagined doing what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So I think that's a blessing in itself. And it's been a journey. And I think that a lot of people, they trying to get to the destination, but the journey is what it's all about. Yeah. And along that journey, you know what I'm saying? Shar, you talked about how, some of your folks would be the last people to support you. Like, let me tell you, I used to, have meetings for my business. I used to talk to people about things I wanted to do. Like, even at one time, my parents thought I was crazy, right? Like, my dad was like, you gotta be kind of
realistic.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He said, you got 2 degrees, like, go, because my dad, he had went to college, you know what I'm saying? And so, and real smart, right? Insane with numbers, and he's like, what are you doing, son? And so I was like, I gotta move to the beat of my own drum. Yeah. And I've always done that. And a lot of times it's scary when you don't have that support system, because we're always looking for, naturally as humans, we're looking for validation, right? You put on a dress, or you put on a shirt, you put on some jeans, you put on some shoes, right? You want people to validate that, right? You're
like hey, it's fly. I like right?
that. Yeah. You don't want nobody saying, you know what I'm saying? So,
why you put that together?
Right. So we look for validation. And the thing about it is, one thing I learned is we're always looking for external validation. Got to look for internal validation, right? What you believe. Yeah. Because God gave you the vision, not everybody else. They're not gonna see it at first, right? Yeah.
I always like to tell people, like, the difference between my dream and your dream, it can have similarities as far as where we want to go, but the details on how to get there. You know, you may have a different way of like, I want to build this and do it this way. And I'm like, oh, I want to build this and do it that way. And then we meet back up in the middle. It still was the same vision, but the details were different. You know, God gave us those details differently. And I feel like when people start creating their own business or looking at others to become inspiration of, they forget to add their flair to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I always like following the blueprint. You feel me? Follow the blueprint and then master the blueprint and put your own little stank on it. That's what I always say, man. If you don't put your stank on it, then you just got my recipe and your cake may not taste like my cake. You know what I'm saying? JB,
but it's still good cake, though.
It's good cake. You know what I'm saying? You got to put your stank on it and make it a little flavor for you. So I do agree with you on that. We all need some type of validation, but I do think key thing is to have your own validation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Uplift yourself when nobody else is around you, you know, hyping you up. You know, sometimes I be hyping myself up and my wife be looking like me like, you crazy? Right. I'm good. I'm having a good day. You're like, it's blessed. You know what I'm saying? We got to literally stick to what we want and beat to your own drum, like you said, man. And that's dope that you're pushing it, that you're living it, and you've been an example. Because people say it, but they don't really be an example.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. People say a lot of stuff, you know, mostly like people talk shit, right? All day. You know what I'm saying? Most of the things we hear from people is just not real or true. You know what I'm saying? One of my biggest thing is I've been always focused on being authentic, especially, you know, when you're a chief executive officer and you're leading, you know, a team. It's just not, you know, a lot of people, you know, start a business and if it's just them, they actually are CEO, right? But what happens when you start leading people who have already made millions of dollars who are chief executives in your company, right? You know what I'm saying? And so like, that's how it is. Yeah, that's how it is over here in Next Level, right? What do you do when you're talking to people who have had massive success already and you want to attract them to your company? You know what I'm saying? And so like, there's levels to everything, right? At one time, I didn't have the money, I didn't have the knowledge, I didn't have the skill. And one of the biggest things, Shard, that I actually did was I made sure to surround myself with people of value, right?
Thanks,
people that could, you know, help me get to new levels, but also at the same time, in myself, I became valuable too, because most people have an entitlement mindset. They think that people, you know, rich people owe them stuff or successful people owe them, right? They don't owe you shit, like at all, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, but you want to do whatever you can do to surround yourself around those people. That's why I have millionaires and billionaires numbers in my phone. Right? Like, I was like, I know, without a doubt, somehow, someday, some way, that I'm gonna be a billionaire, right? Yeah. And the reason why is because I'm surrounding myself with them.
Yeah. So, you gotta surround yourself.
Yeah, you surround yourself with 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. We all heard this before.
Thanks.
Want to be a millionaire? Surround yourself with 9 millionaires. Guess what? You'll be the 10th, right?
Yo, thanks.
How it happens.
They would say you never want to be the smartest person in the room because you have nothing to learn from in that room. You know, you got to surround yourself with the people that's done it, been there, and they're making higher levels to it. You know what I'm saying? I love being around millionaires because I feel I'd be like a sponge in the room. I'm taking in everything, especially their stories of how they got there. You know, what make them believe, why they push forward no matter what. And that's what we all need because we all got a vision. We all got a dream. Right. Who's going to keep pushing no matter what?
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And you said something that brought up this book. I've read so many books. It was so crazy when I was growing up, Shar, like I'm from Louisiana originally, right? So
what part?
Yeah, I'm from it's not that small of a town, but it's a town called Alexandria.
That's what's up. I know where that at.
Yeah.
I have family in the Ninth Ward, so I know exactly what that is, bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're trying to get into kindergarten or something like that, they used to test you, right? To, you know, they'll ask you where your head is, point to it, your nose, you know, different things like that. So they would ask me stuff and I'm pointing to my elbow, like, you know what I'm saying? Then I had a crazy stuttering problem too, you know, which is kind of interesting because a lot of people talk to me about like my ability to communicate. And there's a whole story about how I overcame that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there was this book. Inside this book, it's called The Millionaire Mindset. And what you said was powerful about how, being around successful people, how you listen, right? And inside that book, there's this quote where he says, rich people continue to learn and grow. Broke people think they already know,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
And so
like
you
that.
have to, like, when, like tonight I have a dinner with my board of advisors, they're have more wisdom than me. They've accomplished way more than me, different things like that. And so, when we're sitting there, right, our corporate team, and we're talking to our board of advisors, guess what? We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because a wise man seeks counsel. And so if people can't understand that, if you want to really move fast, shut the hell up more, right? And listen more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No facts. I tell my daughter that, like, you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. And that's a reason why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You gotta listen before you speak, And I'm like you, I had to learn that too. Broke people, they're broke because they don't listen. They rather tell you what they know. And it's okay because you learn something, you want to share it. But if someone's a billionaire and a billionaire right now said, I want to make you a billionaire, I'm gonna be like, okay, what I knew, what I thought I knew, that took me to that level to get here now. So let me go over here, learn with the billionaires so I can level up, you know what I'm saying? But there's people out there that will argue with a billionaire.
Oh, I've seen it, right? I've like literally argue and then try to figure out why they have no money in their bank account, right? You know what I'm saying? Why they not happy with their life or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And all it is about a learning experience. Like when you decide that you want to grow, when you decide that things are going to happen for you, things start changing. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, because I know there's probably somebody out there and they're like, hey, they're listening. They're like, look, if somebody tell me something that I don't like, then, I'm going to tell them in their face that, you know what I'm saying? I don't like it, blah, blah, blah. Hey, that's cool. One thing, how to solve that is, I ask, sometimes I don't agree many times with my advisors. Sometimes I don't agree many times with, people more successful than me, right? And a lot of times there could be paradigm shifts that I need to have, but I always ask for clarity. So if I don't understand what's going on, I say, hey, can you give me a little more clarity on that so I can understand it more,
Right. And that way you don't leave the table confused, And I feel like we don't ask enough questions, then that leaves a hole to where you don't know, where you had the opportunity to ask the questions. And I always tell people, if I say something you don't understand what I'm saying, like ask me to repeat it. Let me say it in different ways. Don't leave the conversation not knowing what I'm talking about, because it's not going to help you. I understood what I'm saying, but like say, hey, Shar, say it in a different way. Let me think and be like, okay, let me say it this way. Let me say it that way. Even if I got to say it 1,000 times, like I got to hit my man JB up. Hey, bro, convert this to me. I don't know what to do. We're going to get it solved. You feel me? So y'all got to be asking questions, man. So we going to dive a little deeper into the business, man. Dive into what you do, what's the mission behind the business. But before we get started, I know y'all listening. I know y'all want me to drop that social media, but I'm not going to do it yet. We're going to pause it. We're going to give it back up to the Most High, man. And we're going to vibe on with it so you guys can tap in on my man, JB the Great. Yo, y'all can't be mad at him. He's the mastermind himself, man. So, hey, JB, I always love to get back to the Most High. We always take time to give it out to the word of prayer. So if you want to, you lead us in the word of prayer, and then we'll pick back in with a powerful bang, man.
Yeah. Father, we thank you for all of your many blessings, all of your gifts. We thank you for your people. We thank you for your peculiar people. We thank you that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. We thank you that new things are happening. Those that were last are now becoming first. We thank you that your peace is coming upon us like never before. We thank you that the shimmer of your glory is upon our life in every area of our life, that you have called us to do incredible things, that you have called us to prosper, even as our soul prosper, and be in health, even as our soul prospers. And we thank you. We give you glory. now that it's our time to win big.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
I
Y'all
could have
ain't
kept
woke
going,
up.
but I was trying to do a little small prayer,
Hey,
right?
bro, I can vibe with you all day. They need it. They need this positivity, man. They need some love, need some prayer. I think that heals the world. Me personally,
Yeah, prayer changes things. People got to understand prayer changes
it
things.
does.
Words are powerful. And so, a lot of people, they try to figure out why their prayers don't work. And like, if you're a believer, and it depends on where people are in their life, right? So a lot of people saying, I pray all the time. And I asked my mom, there's this one lady, absolutely beautiful spirit and everything, that used to go to the church that we went to, and she passed away recently. I used to ask my mom why she struggled so much, like financially and in her life and different things like that. And I was like, but she's such a prayer warrior.
Right.
And as I grew up, I realized that it was the way she was praying. That most of the time people are begging God to do things that he's like the Most High, that he's already done, that you already have access to. Right. They're like, hey, I want to, God, please give me money. Please, I want to be rich. Right. Like they're rolling in the dirt and they, start doing all these things. And, you're already, it says, even one of the scriptures say that, that he became poor. So through his poverty, one day you may become rich, right? You know what I'm saying? And then even King Solomon, right? It said that, he said that because you didn't ask me for riches and the death of your enemies, I'm going to give it all to you.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful. Like gratitude brings new things in your life.
It does.
So that's how I pray. It's like, I thank you for what we already have.
Yeah.
Already ours. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta speak it, you gotta claim it. Like I'm like you, I feel like I had to learn it too. We go through asking God for so much, so we have access to it. You gotta be specific and say thank you. Like, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Ashe, thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for waking me up. Way before I turn on the affirmations, I'm pumping myself up because I'm telling God, thank you.
You know who it was that said that? Like, I was telling a friend, they like, no, she didn't say that. I said, well, actually, she did. It was Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
Right? She said when she wakes up in the morning, the first thing that she does is say, thank you, right? In that little Oprah voice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? And so I started doing that. Like I was talking to, I mentor a lot of people who are six figures, millionaires, different things like that. And one friend, like she just was, just struggling to really take control of her day, right? Like she just, was always worn out. And I said, before I get up in the morning, right? Like most people, they hear their alarm clock, they jump up and run off. One of my mentors, Mark Hoverson, he passed away like a few years ago. He said, like, take command of your day, not to be in control, right? But like set your intention, right? Well, immediately become thankful. Gratitude is good, right? Because some people didn't wake up.
Yeah, facts.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then set your intention. And so before I get out the bed, right, I pray over my life. I pray over my family, my companies, right, my team, right? And I set my intention of what we're going to accomplish that day. And Shar, you want to know what's powerful?
What?
No matter what happens that day, we come out on top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's real powerful, man. Like real talk, like before entrepreneurship, I would do that. I would pray. I would ask God for things. And I'm like, why all this always happen to me? Why I always get the short end of the stick? Like I do this, I do that. And that's what I have to realize. I'm asking when it's already available to me. I should give thanks. I should have more gratitude. I should give back in a positive way. And like you said, what I found out, no matter what happened that day, I had a blessing out of it. I'm like, wow, this was an amazing day. Like I had a whole great weekend and just vibing, connecting with people. And I'm like, this could have went so bad. Like, somebody did not wake up this morning, but this was so amazing for people to come together and be on unity. We're all strangers. So just what you said, I had to learn that myself. We got to stop asking and just say thank you.
And many times and just start receiving, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the same energy. So if I have a apple in my hand, right, and I'm like, hey, Shar, this is a delicious apple, right, and I have it in my hand, I hand it to you and give you an apple. Well, now my hand is open also to receive, right? So many people, right? They never come with gifts, right? They never come with a blessing. Like, even if you don't have money right now, you don't have shit, nothing going on for you, might be depressed, whatever, you can give a silent blessing. Like when you meet somebody, you know what I'm saying? You could just be like, I wish, you know, that you just have happiness, right? Do you know when you do that, how you start attracting happiness to yourself? I was talking last night, talking to, you know, our CSO, our chief strategy officer. And, you know, I was like, bro, words are so powerful that when you speak words, I heard this, I think it was from like Cindy Trim, said when you speak words, it, you know, just imagine you said it and like immediately railroad tracks spitting from your mouth. Well, what comes back on railroad tracks? A train. And it's coming with everything you just said.
Yeah, whether it's bad or good, it's coming.
Yeah. So if that's the case, and we know how powerful words are, then we'll never say nothing negative about ourselves. And I started making sure to change up the way that I speak, the way that I view myself. I mean, come on, I call myself a great, right?
Yeah.
Great, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe, I know my worth, I believe in my work, I know what I've done. And this is just like, we haven't even reached the top. There's always a next level, which is why we have Next Level Mastermind. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey man, gotta tap into that, y'all. Y'all looking to up your business. Y'all need to tap into my mans, man. We're going to have more conversation. I might tap in too, because I want to elevate. I want to grow. And like you said, having those people around you that have been in the game and they want to help you push, be accountable for you. It's like, I can't be lazy. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have that phone call come in like, bro, what you doing? Get up. It's time to go get it. It's time to go eat. Like, we can't sleep today, you know? Like, yeah. Millionaires going to make sure you get up. Like, get up, bro. We got to work.
Really, you can just watch what they're doing, right? Like, I just don't know a lot of lazy, successful people. Like, I just don't know. There are times where, you know, we might be on vacation for some time. We might be hanging out, different things like that. But the work ethic is different. And so I always tell my folks, like, I'm like, look, you know, 6-figure earners, right? They work inside, they master, you know, work inside of systems already created, right? Millionaires improve on the systems that's already created. Billionaires create systems. Right?
It's a difference. It's a level to it.
It's levels to it. So if you ever want to become a billionaire, you got to create something new that people have never seen or heard, or do things in a different way. That comes from the book. There's a book called The Science of Getting Rich. Guys, if you haven't listened to that, that's or read it. I'm a big audio person, right?
Yeah.
So I like to listen to music, right? Do my work day. I like to also turn on something inspirational, because what you putting in your mind, right, starts showing up in your life.
That's true.
You know,
that's true. Yeah. If you track so much, or like if you listen to a lot of argument or a lot of bad talk, it's gonna come in your circle. You know, you'll start seeing your energy unbalanced. So I do believe that, man. You've been doing this since 17. Like I said, I wish somebody had say, "Hey, Shark," because I was that go-getter. I was figuring out how to make money. I was playing ball, and I still needed money. I'm like, I was that person. So I wish somebody had told me. I would have never went to the military, bro. I would have found a different way. You feel me? I did ROTC too, and I was just looking at my account like, that's just gotta be something better than this small town. Like, I don't want to be a part of this town. So I dipped out on the first plane I could get, and like, I'm going to better myself, you know. And who knew? Like 7 years later, I'll be here. Like, you couldn't have told me, like, bro. Not only are you gonna be talking to a bunch of soldiers and leading the way, but you're gonna be inspiring so many people. I'll be like, who? I ain't talking. I ain't talking. Like this whole podcast and just jumping out to entrepreneurship, it has been nothing but the leap of God, bro. Because I do things that my mother is still to this day is like, I can't believe you did it. Like, I can't believe you talk to that many people. I'm like, I do that many people in a day. She's like, I can't even get you to talk to someone on the phone. And that was true. I was in college, bro. I was in college, like, Mom, call financial aid for me. So now I'm just like, hey, you say call JB. Hey, what's up, JB? If you say call, if it's Cardi B, I'm like, what's up, Cardi B? I am not scared. I feel like you say no. Hey, oh man, still love, keep pushing, and I'm gonna keep going. You feel me? So I had to learn that no, it's okay. Right now, it may not be your time. And then I had to learn, like you said, trust the process, because we all looking at that destination like, I'm gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna be a billionaire, I'm gonna get here. But we do not appreciate the process. We just pushing through. Like, and my wife told me this story of him. A guy, he met a king, and the king was supposed to teach him all the riches and how to see his beautiful garden, right? But he told him, I'm gonna give you direction on how to get there, but you have to put the water on the spoon. So he put the water on the spoon. He had to climb this wall. And so he get to the top of the wall, and the king's like, let me see his spoon. And he had the water on there. So he said, did you see my garden? Did you see my kingdom? He bypassed the whole kingdom because he was so focused on not dropping the water, right? So he said, try it again. Go back and do it again. So he went back and do it again. And he came back. He saw everything that he lost, all the abundance, the empire, the garden, like the royalties. And he came back and he said, what did you see? And he told him what he saw. And he said, let me see your spoon. And he had nothing on the spoon. He said, you got to be able to do both. You got to be able to pay attention to what's in front of you, trust the process, and enjoy it along the way. And I was like, whoa, that is crazy. Because most of us are walking in life with this spoon in front of us like, oh, I can't mess up. Oh, man, if I mess up, nobody's going to love me. Nah, man, in everything I do, I show people my flaws because we're human. And I love to say we're just spirits taking human experiences, because without this body, that's all we are, souls speaking to one another. So we have to learn from each other's souls. And some people don't want to do that, but you have great people like JB, they're great that will do that, man. And that inspires so many people. So when you were 17, what was the first business that you got into?
Yeah, so my first official business, right? Because like I was one of those kids that was trying to sell, snow cones and little frozen cups and little candies.
With the cookies and the chips?
Yeah, trying to do those. I mean, and I was so serious about it. Like I was having my dad go and buy like the little board where you can write on there. I was trying to do lemonade stand, all of that, And they just wasn't buying lemonade in the hood at the time, right? So,
it was like, no, I don't know if I want
that. They wasn't trying to pay $1 for it, right? It was like, hey, just give me the cup. So I got into network marketing. That was my first. My first thing. It was something called Cutco with the knives. It was so crazy.
Oh, okay.
I went to my mom's house. She still got the knives, right? Like even after 13 years, she's still using it. So, network marketing companies have really good products, but I learned a lot about myself. I connected, and I found my first mentor, from getting inside of MLM, and it taught me how to connect with people. It taught me how to sell. Like Grant Cardone says, you either, sell or be sold to. Right. So, especially when you have something good, you don't even have to sell it. So a lot of people are always asking about like Next Level Mastermind, what we're doing. And they're like, hey, sell it to me. And I'm like, I don't really sell no more. Right. Like when you got something so good, you just tell people what it is and they like it or not. But I mean, we have people all over the world. I mean, it's incredible. Every continent come to what we're doing. I mean, our products and services, like everything we're doing it's unbelievable. Just the amount of success that we're tapping in when it comes to digital assets, cryptocurrencies, e-commerce, marketing. Like, I mean, you name it, right? There's somebody, a part of our mastermind that does it. So yeah, started my first at 17, but I didn't really have my breakthrough until 3 months before I was graduating from college. Right? 3 months, that's when I had my real big breakthrough. But I went from being like, the Obama of campus, right? President of the, my class and everything in college. And then one reason I haven't returned to my university, and I had to get over this because I ran for student body president and they got rid of me. For it, a lot of times, like this is probably conversations people don't like to hear. And if the university got a hold of this, then they probably would apologize to me for it. But like the last lynching happened in the city that I went to college at, right? In Ruston, Louisiana. That was like the last lynching that ever happened, right? And this little Black kid, 20 years old, said he wanted to be student body president, right? And nobody for up until like nobody was running against me. The last day, somebody jumped in the race, and one person on my campaign made a mistake and put a poster and did a video, put a poster in the wrong area. And one of our campaign videos, they ended up flagging, and they completely eliminated my campaign, right? So years of hard work of wanting to, achieve something, in an instant, it was gone, right? And a lot of pain, a lot of hurt. But I learned something when I read the book 48 Laws of Power, where it says recreate yourself, right? And so I said, okay, well, I was Obama of campus. I'm gonna become P. Diddy of campus, right? And so, yeah, so I started throwing parties within 6 months. I was throwing parties all across the state of Louisiana on some levels that I had never seen. I'm not even there on the college campuses, and I'm throwing parties. So that helped me transform when I got on the internet, learning marketing and how to promote and market what I'm doing, So
okay. You said with the MLM that you started off, it was with knives. And if your mom still got the knives today, they gotta be some pretty good knives.
Gotta be good, some good knives. That's 13 years old. The knives probably older than some of my kids, right?
And they're still working with them in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was using them when I went over there. I was like, this thing's still sharp, right?
Hey, the products work. You know what I'm saying? You said you got your big breakthrough. So you start out with MLM. What made you say I want to do my company? I want to start a company, or I want to be a part of a company. What made you say that?
Well, so I always look at the fact of like what the most successful people are doing, right? And so there's a time and you have to know yourself. Everybody, I think like Gary Vee talks about this, like everybody wants to be CEO, right? But you literally are the last line of defense, right? Like the number 8th person at Facebook is like rich as hell. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about, being CEO. You just want to be great at what you do. I just know that for what it takes to be a great CEO, I have those characteristics, right? Does that make sense? And so I just knew that, I could bring people together. I could bring leaders together in a way, how do you lead, alpha people, right? People that want to be in charge, want to lead, right? Half the battle is getting everybody to believe that they can work together. And then once you do that, right, is them continuing to work together and different things like that. So I decided, I jumped on the internet right before I graduated. And within a year, I was at 6 figures. Yeah, and that was at the age of 23. And the late nights and the hard work and learning new skills, you want to make more money, master what you do.
Yeah. And what was that? That was an MLM too, or was that the same MLM that you?
No, it was how MLM should jump different companies, right?
Was it still knives?
No. It was an internet company called Empower Network.
Okay. I know a lot of people will start off with one MLM and then they go to another because they're all creating different MLMs. Like it took me a minute to realize like half of the MLMs know each other. I'm like, whoa, wait, I see him.
Yeah. It's a very small, like all the top earners know each other. So like, it's so crazy because like a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I know, like they're in multiple different companies and stuff like that. But when you get to a certain level, it's not about this company is better than the next. It's all about pretty much people need to understand that you can work together. And most people have that crab in the bucket mentality. Like they see somebody else winning, immediately they become envious. Right? You've ever been on Instagram? Like we've all been victim of it. I'm gonna be real. Like you're on Instagram, you see me like, don't get on that explore page. Like,
oh boy, you be like, oh, how they do that? Like, doing that? Like,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? We all have. We're humans, so it's a natural emotion. But the thing is, let that fuel you. If you see somebody else achieving a certain level, that can be an indication for you that you're next.
I like that.
Right?
I like that. It's how you receive it. You know, you can hate on it and be hating on them, or you can come receive it and learn some skills yourself. So I like how you put that. I do. You also talk about digital currency. I started off with MLM. That's how I end up in the entrepreneurship world because after the military, I ended up injured really, really bad to where I couldn't come back. It was overseas and things happened and I was given a vaccine that shut my whole system down. All right, so I had to fight for my life. And then, you know, they was telling me I only had 2 months to live, and that's like frightening for a 23-year-old. Like, you're making 6 figures at 23. I'm trying to figure out how to keep my life at 23.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm over here. I'm serving this country. Like, why? Why me? And you know, God will show you a crazy way of why you. You know, you're strong. You're meant to be. And when I laid on the table for my operating surgery, it took me 3 tries to even get that. I told God, when I come back, I want to, and I live through this, I want to come back stronger. I want to come back not only giving back to my communities, but other communities too. I want to heal people. I want to be a vessel. You know, I'm not looking to be, Shar, let's say I'm be Shar, and you can say, hey, Shar's better than JB or JB's better than Shar. No, I just want to say, hey, I know JB through Shar, and those dudes are cool. Like, they showed me this, they showed me that. Like, I want to be that person to give more back, you know, and that's the journey I've been on, like reaching out to people, talking to many people crazy around the world. And it's been for me to break out my shell. It's been for me to see things that I didn't see before. And I started out with this MLM called iMarkets Live, right? And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying? And I will say products is products. You know, and I think that's where a lot of people get that confused. Like in MLM, you have products and then you have the actual skill. Right. And you can pick and choose, but a lot of time one would overweigh the other. You see a lot of people want to trade more instead of learn marketing. You have a lot of people pushing marketing instead of forget trading. And all that was like this, bro. I'm like, I'm going up the ranks, you know what I'm saying? I within 4 months, I hit 106K for my daughter. So I knew the skill that I honestly knew just a little bit. I knew I could learn more, but I'm like asking this person over here, hey, how do you know this? How do you know that? They're like, so I had to learn, you only know the product. You're the marketer. Okay, this is the educator. This is a reason why you only know certain things, you know? So I'm like, okay, let me double back because I'm going 2 different ways. And it's people telling me, nah, man, I'm about to hit 10 figures. And they're like, nah, bro, you can teach over here. Nah, bro, you can keep educating people over here with marketing. I'm like, I don't know marketing. I barely know this skill.
Right.
So I was like, somebody told me the biggest thing I could do was get a mentor. Right. And they have different mentors onto that program, but I need that mentor to take that time with me. Right. So I'm like,
and everybody has their own, like, when it comes to like a mentor, you want to find somebody that you can connect with, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That understands you, that vibe with you, because we're like vibrational beings, right? There may be somebody who listening to this and they can't stand how I talk, right? You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Right? I mean, you might have somebody that can't stand Kanye West's music, but you have those that love hearing The Weeknd, right?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And so you just find your own, find somebody that you can vibe with, right? Learn from them. And then from there, focus on, you know, the next best decision you can make, the next best thing you can do for your life. When you do that, you're going to start seeing yourself actually walk up the staircase.
Yeah.
You know, that like Martin Luther King talks about, everybody else, you know what I'm saying? That there's a next level for every single person.
It is.
No matter where you are.
It is. And that's what I learned is like, it took me a hard time to double back. Like, should I leave? I'm going to make a lot of people mad. It's like, what do you want to do? You know, I had to put there like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to learn the skill. I don't feel comfortable telling people I know this and then selling it to them when I really kind of know it. And so I seek mentorship and, man, like consistently making money. Like before I made the 106 and people ask me, how did you do it? What books did you read? And I'm like, I only been in 4 months. I got on a call, I think. I don't really know, you know? And then it's like, it got hard to explain it. Like, what did I do? And I realized if I couldn't explain it, I did not know it. So I'm like, I'm going to double back. I'm going to find a mentor. And then now I'm able to explain it and help others to grasp it. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that I was shortballing myself this whole time. You feel me? So not saying that MLM is not a good company. That I feel like that depends on the person. You know, it wasn't the vibe that I thought was for me. And although I was making money.
Some things are seasoned.
Right, right. I feel like it push you to the next level. Like, okay, push you over here and push you over here. Do you do different things? Some people are not meant to stay, and some people are. So I understood that. So, you know, another leap of faith. I'm jumping out there like, let me not worry about what people say. And little what I know, how far I've built my business and looking to help others. And like you said, now looking to expand and linking up with people like you, or linking up with other influential people that has did multiple business. And it's like, wow, if I did not step out of, should I leave? Should I not? I will still be stuck there not knowing what I know now, you know?
Right.
Not saying that, like I said, that company is not for me. It's not for me, but it's for someone. And I feel like you can, with multi-level marketing, you can find yourself somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And then they can use you either for educating, or they can teach you marketing. Like, I feel like now with the educated, I need to know more marketing, you know? I'm not that.
And it's the skill sets.
It's the skill set. So you master, right?
Yeah.
You got to master every part, but you have to master yourself first. I had to learn that. So that was key. So how many business have you successfully done?
Oh my God.
Because you're out here doing big things. You JB the Great, man. So.
Yeah, like I can tell you, what's so crazy is, like, I look at that, for example, some businesses run its course, right? And you have to know when it does, right? Some projects run its course and different things like that. And so it's been probably, when we talk about like companies or projects, I would say it's definitely been over 10, right?
Okay.
Which is really good, you know,
that
because
really good.
A lot of the times, like, we'll have things that come up that just fail, right? Like, I've, you know, started businesses that just didn't work.
Like your lemonade stand.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've started businesses that just didn't work. You know, when my dad passed away, I had to come in and run his company for a little time, probably about 4 months. I was kind of interim CEO. I was a lot different. I wasn't playing no games at the time, you know, so I kind of came in and said, hey, I'm your new boss. You know, and because I was looking at some of the books that my dad, you know, I was looking at the numbers. I was like, these numbers aren't adding up. What the hell is he doing, right? Because my dad was so gracious. He was such a good person. He was always helping people, even if he would get the shortest stick at the end. And I was like, you know, you can't take your heart to the utility office and pay your bill, right?
He's like preaching to the choir right here, man. I had to learn that too, man.
You know, so I was just talking to one of our partners. We have this program where people are able to partner with the Next Level Mastermind, and many of them own different businesses, and they're already very successful. And you know, we was talking about a couple of things yesterday. She was telling me, you know, what she wants to do, and she had got stuck because a lot of times people have, if they're doing a business where they're consulting or they're coaching or they're teaching, right? Because this is a really growing industry, right? Where people are coaching, consulting, teaching, selling themselves, right? Like, as an influencer, it's like, what do you charge, right? How do you put a price on your skill set, your value, your work? And so many people struggle with that, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I told her, I said, well, write down what you offer, right? Write down what you can do. And then from there, right, write down a number that will have you go hard for that client.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
don't
really
price
turn
it. Yeah. Like, if you're a barber and, you know, you charging $2 a haircut, you ain't gonna care. You might just be over here.
Just messing up everybody's hairline, like,
right. But if you charge, you know, 25 or 30, you know, $50, $100, right? Like, you know, like me and Ty, he's our chief marketing officer. We was getting a haircut, right? We had a lot of things to do. You know, sometimes we'll have the, you know, barbers coming to the condo, things like that. For both our hair, that's $150, right? For convenience, and then for, you know what I'm saying? Different things like that. And so, but the thing about it is that person has priced their work there. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to get you right. They're going to get you straight.
They'll have you right. You know what I'm saying? And so I ain't really, you know, did nothing to my hair today. But but yeah, so that's normally how it is. And so I think the biggest thing is, if people are looking to you know, with their business right now, coach, mentor, teach, offer services, price it at a way where you feel like you'll give a great experience to
Yeah.
your customers and clients.
Yeah, give them that value where they be like, oh, I appreciate it, your time, and I learned a lot. You want those type of like
Yeah,
you
they'll turn
said,
around and thank you for charging them. Like
yeah,
we've sold stuff where people are paying like $10,000, $25,000, right?
it's crazy.
And they turn around and they thank you for like, oh, thank you for you know, accepting me as a $10,000 client, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like, oh,
you
okay.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, but the thing about it is, you know, and we actually take it serious. We help our folks because of that. You build relationships over time. That's why any new thing that we start is way easier because, right, we have relationships with people for,
Right.
you know, 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right?
That's
Yeah.
facts, man. That's really dope that you like not only start off as a kid, but you still kept leading the way, especially through hard times. Like you mentioned that your dad passed away, and sorry to hear that. But I'm pretty sure in that moment you're like, hey, you gotta be the dude to step up. You're like, I gotta deal with my problems myself. So like, that's a big shoe to fill. And you're doing great, man. I'm pretty sure your dad is proud of you. He's looking down on you like, man, he's doing the thing, man. So
yeah, I put
you
him
gotta
to
keep
work.
going. You
I'm
put
like,
in
hey,
work.
if you over there hanging out, like, go do something. Go help
Help
build
me
the
out.
empire, right?
Yeah. Yo, that's funny.
Right, because we
That's
talk
funny.
about how we have guardian angels, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and so, you know, so I'm like, you know, in my mind, I'm like, you over there hanging out. It must be nice. You know what I'm saying? Go, you know,
Help me out.
do a little something. Go whisper
Yo, show
in
me
this
something.
investor's ear, right? Go whisper in this investor's ear and be like, JB the Great, right? You know what I'm saying? So they
Let him
can,
drag you toward you.
yeah, close on this deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Yeah.
being, you know, funny right now, but yeah, like,
Spiritual.
so, yeah, you know, you got to have fun. A lot of people, you know, is it money that people really want, right? Yeah, money is gonna park you in front of the happy house, right?
Yeah.
Is it love that people want, right? Love can have you happy and it can have you sad,
Yeah, it can.
right? What do we really want? I believe that's happiness.
Yeah. I feel like
That's what I truly believe it is.
everybody search for that.
Yeah.
And you know, when I tell people, I was like, everybody wants happiness, everybody wants peace, but one thing they don't realize, they searching and searching, searching when happiness and peace start with you. So you're searching all over for something just to realize it's been in me this whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly.
So that's how it's just taking me crazy.
Yeah, how can you bring happiness to a situation if you're not happy? You know what I'm saying? Now, there are some times where we all feel, you know, down and sad, right? Which is why it's good to have good support systems around you. You know, what do you do when you don't have that support system? Well, the truth is you have to encourage yourself, right? Because, you know, we came in this world by ourselves, probably going to leave by ourselves. Right.
Yeah.
And so
there's only gonna be one person in the casket. So you feel me?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to, you know, you got to push through the noise. You got to know that things are going to happen for you. And no matter how hard it gets, because, you know, I can sit here and complain about, you know, the fact that I got to write proposals or do paperwork, you know, the parts of my job that's not the, you know, most fun. For me, right? Yeah, it's just not fun, right? Like we was talking, I was talking to, you know, I was talking to one of our guys. I was like, hey, you know, if anything ever happens to me, you know, I need you to step in this.
Yeah, like write my proposals.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, we could switch jobs right now. You know? He's like, nah, I'm good where I am, right? Yeah. So, you know, it's just being the best. And I'm being silly when I say that, but it's just being the best, you know, of who you are and what you do. When you become that, I think everybody should focus on being great.
Right. And being the greatest, trying new things and not stopping when it's hard, you know. And you spoke on the digital assets, cryptocurrency.
Oh, yeah,
we'll talk about that again.
Yeah.
Inside the Next Level Mastermind, you guys teach it, educate it, or show people how to do it?
Got you. So, you know, I bought my first Bitcoin back in 2013.
See, you were smart.
So
I was on a plane in the military somewhere. So, you know,
right. Yeah. And, you know, it's been a blessing because, honestly, I wish I would have taken it way more serious than I, you know, back then, but no one really knew. except those who are, really truly believers in, the blockchain technology, which I am. Like I'm a rebel. I'm all in on digital assets and cryptocurrencies, like you can't tell me nothing about it. Right. And so, but the crazy thing, most of our folks that, like, the average age of folks coming into our mastermind is between 30 and 60 years old. Right. And so we don't have what I call a lot of kids, and I'm 30 years old. Right. So we don't have a lot of 20-year-olds. Right. Like there's a few,
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
27.
So,
I'm almost there.
Yeah. So we don't have a whole lot. Right. But many of them, and a lot of it's just based on most of our folks. We got folks that are judges, attorneys, like, these are people who have built great businesses, built great careers, but they don't get and understand, digital assets. So we were walking through the airport. I was walking through the airport, with like my own team, and a lady overheard our conversation. I think I was talking to my business manager, and we were talking about crypto. I was like, bro, it's up today. And she said, oh my God, are you guys, are you in that Bitcoin stuff? I was like, the Bitcoin stuff. Like, yeah, we're in that. She's like, oh yeah, my husband had some doggy, right? She's talking about Dogecoin, right? Yeah, she's like, good luck to you on that. Good luck. And I was like, yes, you're right, ma'am. Good luck to us because we're winning, right? You know what I'm saying? And little did she know, because of her lack of knowledge there, that just because she doesn't know about it doesn't mean it doesn't work, right? And so even just a year ago, having Bitcoin, for example, you'll be up right now, right? And so because the markets are going to fluctuate, and so inside of our academy, inside of the Next Level Mastermind, right, we have an academy, and we actually do teach people the foundations, right, the fundamentals of cryptocurrency, how to understand it, and it's constantly changing, but we also have an artificial intelligence strategy. So
hey, cryptocurrency is definitely
on daily bread
out there. Daily bread. It's like almost like binary option when it comes to stocks. When it comes to like watching the news, that's what I tell people, because I get people ask me about Bitcoin all the time. Like, oh, buy Bitcoin, or did you buy Bitcoin? I'm like, no, because first of all, this is the wrong time. You're supposed to buy when you're low. And they're like, what are you talking about? You don't buy. I had actually talked to one of my bosses yesterday, because she was saying how her husband, same thing. Her husband had bought Bitcoin through a friend, right? And she had a coin. And he said he bought it. He lost $1,000, right? But I asked him, did he ever get paperwork for this coin? Did you have a wallet for this coin? No, the friend had all the assets. I said, I guarantee you, he's the one winning right now. You didn't lose $1,000. You just didn't understand what happened. And it's just like, wow, because I'm very big on foreign exchange, and even crypto. I educate people a little bit on crypto. I'm not a crypto guru, because I know it's like, that's like watching NDCs and stocks, like they'll move real fast. So you gotta really be
whole different, like the blockchain is like, it's a whole different world. It's trying to explain like the internet to people in like 30 seconds. There's so many websites on the internet. Like, I mean, you got shopping websites, and you got social media websites, you got newspaper websites, right? Like, so that's how the blockchain space, the crypto space is, different things like that. So I tell people, just get comfortable with it, like by starting and getting some, right? So we show people how to get crypto. And now, I mean, we got folks like, I've had folks buy $100 of a coin, and it's turned into like $2,500 in a month. We just got some really good strategies. How people are making money. And so even my mom, like she called me today and she's like, hey, yeah, I'm buy some of crypto. It's like, okay, all right, cool. And she knows how to do it on her own. And at first, she didn't know how to do anything. So yeah,
it's that skill set.
How to do it. Yeah,
it's that skill set. Like once you get it, and I tell people, once you get it, you can't take it away. And I tell, like, if you can learn the Forex market, you can learn the stock market. Crypto shouldn't be as hard. People get scared when it comes to crypto. I'm like, it's the same market, just a little different of a concept, where Forex, you basically look at the news for the week, and you can be able to trade, walk away if you want to, get the money right there and there if you want to, and you can see your wins. I'm like, crypto, Sometimes you can put it in when it's a low, and then you gotta wait till it spike. You know, you gotta look behind what is this crypto? Because somebody was telling me like Dogecoin. When I was in college, I had never heard of Bitcoin. I'm going to be honest, I had never heard of it until when I got out the military. People was like Bitcoin. It was on Cash App, and I'm like, what is Bitcoin?
Right,
you know,
right,
so
right,
I'm over here playing catch up, and Dogecoin came out. Somebody's like, oh, this is the new crypto, and this and the third. And so I went to go look at it, and I'm like,
and it's so crazy because Doge's been out since, I mean,
wow.
I bought my first Doge in 2017. So
see, it's been out for a minute.
4 years ago. And I mean, we were just honestly sitting on, the truth is I forgot I had it. Right? Like I forgot I had it. Like, I mean, it just didn't have value.
Right. It wasn't that much at the time.
Yeah. And
over time though.
An insane amount of Doji. Like compared to today. And I'm not gonna talk about that because I've learned in crypto, a lot of people brag about what they have, and the government wants to seize on your stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just don't. And that's the beauty of crypto. You know, you don't have to tell people what you have.
No, you don't have to.
And it's wise to just shut the hell up.
Yeah.
So we choose to do that. But I mean, insane, unbelievable amounts of Doji, right? And that was back in 2017, right?
Right.
And for what people are buying it for now. And so I think that a lot of people, they need to plug in faster instead of just waiting because by the time everybody knows about something,
it's already gone.
Yeah. You kind of miss that moment, right? Yeah. And so, but with crypto, because the world is fastly like growing, different things like that, there's so many opportunities in the future. I mean, we can talk about NFTs and all these things like that, but there's so many different things going on. So I just tell people, get connected, get plugged in. You don't have to be an expert. Just start winning. Just make a decision to start winning immediately.
Right. And I had to learn like Bitcoin. When they say Doji, I'm like, let me go look at this. Oh, it's like the smaller version of Bitcoin. Why you didn't just say that? And many people don't know that. They're like, oh, it's a new crypto. I'm like, this is not a new crypto.
Not new.
I'm looking at this thing, looking at the chart. It says, like you said, 2017. How can you say that's new? The chart says something different. You know?
Right. It's new to them. They're just hearing about
They're just not
it,
hearing about it. So everybody invested. And I'm like, when you guys hear somebody say buy Bitcoin, is all over the billboards, it's all over TV, that's the one time you should not buy Bitcoin. Because at that point, all the people that bought it real low, you helping them. You pushing it past the cap and they're taking money out. And you're like, oh my God, I lost all this money. And it's like, if you just have a little education.
Lose, right? Like that's so, So people, the thing about it is too, that even if somebody had, even when it, for example, Bitcoin had reached like almost 20,000 a few years ago.
Yeah.
Right back down.
Right back down.
And everybody sold, right? Had they stayed in.
Yeah, just hold it.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Even at today's price, right? But most people, you have spectators, you have speculators, right? You have investors, and then you just got people that don't know what the hell they're doing.
They're just doing it.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So they'll buy Doji. If it's high, they're happy. If it's low, they're selling, right? And they're losing. And so for us, we play the long game with cryptocurrency. I'm excited about what's happening with the industry. We're going to be, we have some stuff in Forex right now, artificial intelligence, that I'm excited about. That's in our next level labs. So I can't wait to, share that with the world. We're doing some stuff in VR, virtual reality right now. Like we're actually a tech company. Bro. So we got some e-commerce strategies. And then we have our launch event. So it's next week in Dallas, Texas, the end of next week. And that's our lunch party event. Free tickets, the only free event we'll be ever doing.
So this is that weekend or?
Yeah, the 25th and 26th. Yeah, Friday night mixer. We got a lot of movies in the building.
Gonna have to come check that out. I'm right here in Killeen. Me and my wife love stuff like this.
Definitely. We got some really dope stuff that I think you'll want to be a part of. I'm talking about the experience at the event. Okay. That I'm not saying publicly right now because there's limited space available. So but we got it's really good. We got millionaires, billionaires in the building. I have worked extremely hard to make sure that we've increased that we're in meetings with the right people.
Right.
right? So like we're heading to Dallas later today because we have a meeting in the morning. It starts at 7 in the morning. Hundreds of people, like private jets, land
Hey, let's go.
to get into this meeting, right? You know,
Yeah.
and my company JB the Great is official partner of the. It's like a $10,000 a year membership, and you can't even just get in. Like you have to be vetted. I was a part of the organization for like 2 years before I was offered, you know, a partnership in there. And I mean, I've just met, like, I mean, I met one of the first like early adopters of Ethereum, right? Yeah, he's a billionaire. He was just like, oh yeah, I have tons of Ethereum. I was like, oh my God, right?
Like no problem. It just
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, and so and you hang out and you drink and you eat good food and you talk business and you know even if you don't drink, like you have, it's like connections is big. People have to know that like we're winning right now because our connections, the amount of things that we're doing right now is insane. And I'm excited about it. So yeah, sure. I'll make sure to keep you, you know, plugged into what we're doing. Yeah.
Yo, let me know.
We
I'm
always
definitely gonna tap in, man.
Yeah, we focus on helping, you know, lift people up. You don't have to fight. You don't have to compete.
We don't.
Everybody can win.
Yeah, it's enough for everybody to win. You know, I
Yep.
really do truly feel that. So, man, we definitely gotta get connected. That's something that me and my wife like thrive off of. Like, we just left an event with because we do PEG, you know, and we have artists to come on and uplift people with their music. And they had a big concert.
Oh, wait till you see what we have in our lab with the music app. We actually, so we're official sponsor of the Jazz Festival in Dallas. And we're in talks right now. Yeah, for some, I can't say too much because we're working on it. But like we're doing what we're working on. We're working with some major folks in the music industry behind the scenes. Like if I started dropping names, like I can't because of NDAs, you know what I'm saying? And so like, you know, I'll probably have to tell you, you know, off the podcast, but I mean, just names beyond, right? Like a lot of these, they're legends, right? And so, so we're doing some really fun stuff. We're just having a great time, and we're creating technology built for the now to shift and change the world, right? And so, and that's pretty cool. With people like, wait, you know, tech company with like, you know, that's Black owned, right? Like, what's going on, right?
You gotta uplift them, man. Y'all doing great things, and you cannot knock it if you say, oh, it's Black owned. You're like, what? Yeah, that mean they doing some powerful things around the world, and man.
We have people from all walks of life that all different backgrounds that are part of what we're doing. And so, you know what I'm saying? I think that's also good too, that, you know, it's okay for people to work together. Just do good business.
Good business,
that's it. The business, right?
What would you say, like, out of everything you've been through, like even the trials with your dad and learning to just like come into the business, being the boss and learning the roles and ups and downs, what would you say would be your biggest lesson that to this day you hold very valuable to you?
Yeah, so the biggest lesson was like knowing that it's okay to be myself, right? And just be 100% authentic.
Authenticity,
you know, right? Most of the time, like we live our life based on what other people think, society, based on like people judging us, you know, the way we dress, the way we look, all kinds of different things. I just realized at the end of the day, like none of that shit matters. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your life, right? And people are gonna like you. They're gonna, I mean, like there's sometimes I'll look at, you know, people will go on my posts and they'll like, you know, somebody said, like today I got a message and somebody said, they said, shut the hell up, you're an ape, right? And I was like, you know, I kind of looked at it and I mean, some, you know, we probably know the color of their skin, right?
Yeah.
Things like that. That shit happens. But here's the thing, I don't give a damn, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't gonna reply and start this whole fight because I'm not gonna give that energy. Like I'm actually busy. I got shit to do.
Yeah. Like you know they got nothing to do. You feel me? They on your stuff.
I just little swipe. You know, you have these young kids now. They be having the iPads, and I was seeing this little kid. His dad was. We were at Benihana's yesterday, and his dad was talking to him. He's like, yeah, and he just did this little swipe, the little kid, right? Like he was on an iPad, so these kids will start swiping you right now, these little babies, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing his dad. So I just, swiped it and clicked delete and moved on my life, So people gonna talk shit. Then you got those that are, that love what you do. And I just prefer to, you can prefer to focus on the love. Many times, like LeBron James, he said he don't read anything, right? He don't read the good or the bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I love LeBron's shoes. I've seen LeBron come in the game, bruh, when he was at the Heat, running down the court, missing layups, like, you feel me, getting mad at the ref. And I would say he has developed, he has grown. You can see his elevation. And I'm the one that be like, still crybaby. Like, I just said, mad and like, you hate it? No, I'm not hating on his skill. I just be like, crybaby, just to see what other people gonna do. And they be like, no. And I'm like, watch his highlights. Yes, he is. But guess what? You can't hate on his game. I can't hate on his game. I can say crybaby, but his work, it pays off. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot in the community. He has schools. He's out here helping other people. So I'm like, honestly, I can't be mad at the dude. Like, he got good shoes. Like, I'm his big clientele. I buy his shoes. So it's like,
right.
I rock his shoes, but yeah, LeBron, I always do that because I know people are like, LeBron or Kobe. I'll be like, Kobe.
Right.
And they're like, what? And I'm like, there's two different times, like.
And it's so crazy? Like, people try to do that to me. And I learned this from one guy. I was at a restaurant. We were at like Universal Studios. And I didn't have a lot of money, but I had went to an event, and I'm, kind of around 6-figure earners, finding my way, right? Yeah. And I was trying to decide, everybody was ordering that little appetizer, they little salad, different, sometimes you get your little salad when you go to, so I'm trying to decide between a house salad and a Caesar salad. And I'm literally like, damn, okay, this come with tomatoes, this with dog, right? One come with croutons. And so I'm like literally not ordering for like 10, 15 minutes trying to decide on the salad. And he said, bro, dude, what are you doing? It's like, trying to decide if I want a house or Caesar salad. He's like, dude, just get both. And I was like, right? Like, I know it's like a very small and simple, but I've learned that about life. That many times, it's like, LeBron or Kobe. I'm like, both of those. Both. Like, right? It's okay to say both. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, are you going to go see this movie or that movie? I'm like, you know what? Let's go see this one. We're going to see this one like in a couple of days. Right? Yeah. It's like, hey, Lamborghini or Bentley or whatever. You know what? How about both? Right?
Oprah said that the best, how she knew she made it. Besides the little avocado plant she had out in her yard, that's crazy. She got her own avocado orchids, but she said that she went into the store with Gail and she was picking out persons. She grabbed a person, it was two almost the same, but it was different colors. She's like, I like this one. I like this one because the color and this and the third. Right. And Gail was like, you're Oprah. Just get both.
Just get both.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I am Oprah.
Right.
I want both. You feel me? And she had never processed how big she was. Like, you have enough money to get whatever you want. And she was like,
exactly.
From then on, I went to count. She counted trees in her yard. So it's a certain amount of trees in her yard. She knew she was going to make it. So she had a certain amount of trees to make her a millionaire. Then she's like, you know what? I'm going to have me an avocado ranch. She got her own avocado. I'm like, who has their own avocado? Like,
It's it's so crazy. Now I was watching there's a show on Netflix called Startup, right?
Yeah.
So it talks, and it was really inspiring for us because like it's myself and we have two co-founders, and that show is three of them, right? And so it's a really cool show. And now they were talking to this investor that ended up screwing them after a certain amount of time. But they went to a restaurant, they sat down and ate, and the investor looked at the waiter and he said, you know what, just bring us, your best that you have, right? Like the best things on the menu. And I was like, damn, I'll be doing that when we go to restaurants, right? So like people love coming to eat with me. Like I'm slim, I eat a lot, right? I'm tasting everything. Like I'm over here, let me get some of that shrimp scampi. Okay, which I probably shouldn't be eating that, right? Because I'm more vegan now. But yeah, and I realized that you can have the best in life. And people ask me, is that wasteful. Like the thing about it is, man, just the amount that I give. Like I was walking out in Chicago, or some homeless people was walking out this very expensive restaurant that had a to-go box. And we're walking out, and one lady asked me if she could have the food. Right. I looked at her and I gave her the food because I was like, why not? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go sit here and eat the leftovers, or I might want something else when I get home. And I realized that at the end of the day, it's really about how you decide to live and then giving back, right? You know, but don't eat your seed and don't give your seed away.
Yeah. Plenty, right? And watch the fruit multiply. I'm telling you, man. I feel it, man. Y'all ain't got no fire with my man JB the Great. You're not trying, because I'm telling you, he dropping mad fire, man. And before we go a little further, I want to go ahead and shout your social media out. For all the listeners that stay tuned right now and listen to his wonderful story, man.
Yeah. JB the Great is everywhere. JBTHA Great. Also, I got jbthegreat.com. You can just type me in social media. I think I got a new Facebook page now. We trying to get access to my old one. But it's His Majesty JB the Great on there. Guys, connect with me. I'm happy to help. Whatever I can do, you know, for you, Shar, let me know, you know, whatever you need assistance with, let me know if I can connect you with this person.
Let's get it, bro.
You know, whatever we can do. So we got to work together. People have to understand that. You know, we all have different talents and skills. It's okay to work together. There's no need, right? You don't have to unscrew another man's light bulb for yours to shine brighter, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's okay to have everybody light shining, right?
Yeah, it's your light and your light. You feel me? I got my light, you got your light. That's what make the world bright. You feel me? Yeah, so exactly. I like that, man. What would you say? Out of all this journey, you're going 13 years strong, grinding for the passion you have in life. What would you say was the most unique, I'll say millionaire that you met? And then he stuck with you or she stuck with you?
The most unique one?
Yeah, as far as like their story, how they got to where they at.
Nobody's ever asked me that question, so I'm like going through multiple stories. I probably could say my own.
Yeah, your own, okay.
But I mean, we say millionaires, right? I guess. Look, I'm trying to think.
You gotta speak it. You're a billionaire.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who I met that I found the most intriguing. Man, that's a good one. I can't even. I'm like processing. I guess one of the most, that was a good one, Shar. You caught me off guard. So what inspires me the most is like my best friends. So all of my best friends are lit, right? Like we're all winning.
Shout out to the best friends.
Yeah. So like, you know, my best friends, we all like had early successes where we made our first millions. And then like from there, we built like multi-million-dollar companies, and knowing their stories, from one becoming a truck driver to another one being a server at a restaurant like myself. Another one coming from, you know, parents that like forced him to go and get a degree in piano, right? He's one of the best. You know, I watched him close $1 million deal over the phone, right? You know what I'm saying? And so those stories are, because some people don't tell you the real about their story, but I know from like my best friends and my friends that I've connected with who've had a lot of success, I know their stories, you know? And so, because I was going through and I was like, I wasn't trying to, you know, just choose one because there's so many stories and each story matters.
Yeah, it does.
So I was just like, let me start with my own crew, you know?
Yeah, shout out to the best friends, man. I like that. And y'all all grinding for better, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just didn't accept what was given. You know, I feel like so many people they accept what is given. And instead of taking it like, okay, I understand that's what you want me to have. Let me go take that and I'm gonna go over here and learn more, you know? And those
right.
assets that you learn from different jobs, different places can actually work in your business. Like you went through engineering and you went through like 9 other careers.
Yeah,
You feel me?
right.
Like you was at the
None of
lemonade stand, you feel me? With the cookies and snacks. And now you over here, the man, the big man himself, JB the Great, you feel me? So you gotta keep going, man. You give me hopes for 30. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it gets you know what? When you turn 30, like you start looking at things differently.
Yeah.
You know, there's times where people say, "Don't you want to go back to your 20s?" Hell no.
No, like,
right? Like
I get mad when
people
say,
I was doing some crazy dumb stuff in my 20s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you name it, I did it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so, so it's more like, you know, you really start focusing, you know, it's just time to grow up.
Yeah.
Right. And then from there too, I noticed that, I mean, people would take me serious once I got over 25, but now, like, you know, people just take me fucking serious. I'm not sure if I can say it on the podcast, but like, I mean, I'm sitting amongst like giants, you know what I'm saying? Different things like that. And, you know, one time I felt so uncomfortable. I was in a room of people that were just ultra successful. And I just felt so uncomfortable being there. You know, I just didn't know what to say, none of that. And then after a few minutes, I said, you know what? I deserve to be here. There's a reason why I'm in this room. Right now, when I go and talk to people, right, I'm confident in what I do, right? Yeah. And I come to offer value. And so when I meet with somebody who's like, you know, 100 times richer than me, or somebody that, you know, and I'm just throwing out numbers here, I do not ask them for shit, right? Immediately, I ask them how I can be of value. Right. You'll be amazed how people will beg you to take their resources. Yeah. Right? They'll be like, hey, let me know how we do. Let me know how we can help. You know, we'll try to check. You know what I'm saying?
Just be throwing it out there. You're like, oh, okay.
Throw it out there, yeah. And then when you don't try to take the money, you're like, okay, I guess we'll, you know, we don't want the check. Just here's our wire details. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, you know, it's good though when you out here building and living your life and having fun. Gotta have fun. You know, don't take the fun out of your life. You know, keep having fun and making shit happen. So
yeah, you got to, especially you take those that lives with you. Like I'm very fascinated you took your best friends, you know, and I can't say that. A lot of my best friend, was best friend. His mindset was 9 to 5. I was like, oh no, I went to the military to do different, bro. Right. I'm not going back to that, you know. Right. So I was like, I'm gonna figure it out.
We became. It was because of business. We became like we started out as friends. Worked on projects and then we grew. So I'm not talking about from like childhood best friends when we were like, all of them are just, they'd be like, hey, you know, I know JB the Great, you know, we grew up, right? You know, different things like that. But I'm just, you know, talking about even like, you know, the co-founders of Next Level Mastermind, we've known each other all over 5 years.
Right.
About 6, 7, 8, almost 10 years. So, we look at that and even certain startups, right? When you're going to raise money for your company, like most of them look at if you've known each other for a while,
right?
As criteria if they want to give you money.
If you want to give you money, like if y'all don't know each other, how we can't get to know each other.
How we know? Yeah, how we know, and then also too, you know, the power of teamwork. That if you start a company and it's just you, and you want people to give you money, it's very risky because you're one person. So what if something happens to you?
Yeah.
That's the company. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so we can always talk about raising money. Like I've just mastered that part. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, we definitely gotta tap in, man. Cause look,
I'm happy to come back and do more talks with you. You know, if you want to.
Always, man. I know you're a busy man, so we're gonna get it going and we're gonna give the listeners more value, man, because JB the Great is the great, man. And I don't care. You may not think so, but he is the great. He put it on his name and he lived that life. And I will say, when people see you living an abundantly it's a lot, like you'll see a lot more people be like, I'm proud of you. You'll see a little more people like, hey bro, I see you, especially your childhood. You know, I learned that.
Right.
We me and my wife had went to the mansion, and we stayed out there, did a lot of footwork and stuff like that, footages and stuff. And my kids, they went to school and they had to tell a story, you know, of their most memorable time. And they told about the mansion. And my daughter, she had talked about this stupid squirrel. Like, she loves animals. And she's like, I want to be the best animal lover in the world. And she talked about the squirrel so hard that she talked the squirrel up. You know what I'm saying? And I be telling her, like, your words are powerful. Stop giving me exotic animals to go figure out. Like, a squirrel that's a little different, you know?
Right.
They say a puppy. She's like, I want a squirrel. And then next thing I know, we go to the park to get a little breather. And this lady walks up to her with a squirrel, a baby squirrel, like, you wanna see it? And her eyes lit up. And I'm like, see, your word is powerful. So they talked about the squirrel in the mansion at school. And the teacher wrote me and my wife, said that my child had a really big imagination, and she shared the story. And we wrote back and said, that's not an imagination, that actually happened.
Imagination, it really happened.
Like, oh, really? She was like, yeah, she went to the mansion and she saw a squirrel. She met a pet squirrel, and she was able to take the pet squirrel back to his mommy. And I was like, that's something like unbelievable, because she had been talking about this squirrel and it happened. And she nurtured back to his mommy. And the teacher thought the whole time, because she mentioned mansion, because she mentioned the park and the squirrel, she was lying. And I'm like, no, they don't live a normal life. You feel me?
Right.
You know, I'm like, eventually I go up there, they won't be here.
Right.
So exactly. Like, now they tell stories, they're like, yo, life is so fascinating. I'm like, dang, stop telling everything. You know, you gotta leave something for the rest of them to think of, you know. But their imagination, like how we've been able to, they like, hey, instead of them saying, I want to work for somebody, they're like, I want my own company. You know, they have their own clothing line, and they're thinking of different things to put on the clothes and stuff. And I'm like, well, I wish I had this. You feel me? Like, I wish my mom, because my mom could sew, she could put clothes together. I remember she made all my dresses, and I'm like, where did it go? Like, you know, why we keep doing it? And she's still good to this day, but she's like, I'm too old, not doing that, you know. So, hey, you got to take those attributes, and sometimes life to others may seem like a fairy tale because they never went that far, but that's my life. And I couldn't, if you had told me like, start that being your life 3 years ago, I'm like, stop lying. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be stuck in the military. Stop lying. Yo, so to even hear you, talk about surrounding yourself with millionaires and at the table with millionaires, I'm like, I did that with ML and with Marcus Live. I'm like, I'm ready to be around more millionaires that does different things. You know what I'm saying? We've been around realtors. We've been around like literally real estate. We had conversations with them telling us how to start, what's the best way to start with the brokers. And a lot of people start off with 100%. And I from that conversation, that millionaire told me, that ain't the right way to start. You got to have a mentor. So they're going to take some percentages. But I was looking at it like, dang, if I close $100,000 house and I only get 50,000 back or 33, I ain't never had that in the beginning. Like, how you gonna be mad at that? No, I want a whole 100. But my mentor took time to show me different things that if I went to the broker that had 100% back return rate, I would probably not be selling houses. So sell 5 houses to get that back. Like, you'll be all right.
Right.
So we were sitting there talking. I'm like, man, that's actually a good deal. And she was like, you're the first. You and your wife are the first people to be like, I'll take that. Because we had been in multi-level marketing. We had started entrepreneurship. We was been in business. So we were like, we get the idea. We're not coming in looking at the money. This is real estate. Money is there. I just need to learn the skill. And she was like, wow. I wish a lot more of my students was like that. And I'm like, right. Thank God to the millionaires. You feel me? So man, it's been a blessing being on here with you, chatting with you. I want to know for the listeners out there, when they see JB the Great, when they see the Next Level Mastermind, what mission would come into their mind that you guys are targeting around the world?
Yeah, so we're just helping, prepare our students and our clients to reach new heights. And become more profit driven, right? By utilizing strategies that work, that are built for the now, and because of that, we've been having a lot of success, right? Like our folks are winning. I'm very confident in people transforming inside of our mastermind, having the success they want, having the results they want. And it's really cool, no matter what level people are at, if they're right now just starting out brand new, if they're, at 6 figures, if they're already over 7 figures, if they're over 8, right? We have something for every single person. So we got a lot of folks, and a lot going on. So yeah, I would love for everybody to get connected and also, sure, I think I'm coming up on my time. And so,
man, we're wrapping
because we got to make a little travel today.
You guys want to know more about JB the Great? You guys want to tap in with us? Make sure you guys reach out to him on social media. Look, you want to think about joining to expand your business? I do think it's a great idea to tap in the Great himself. You feel me? So go ahead, tap into him. And JB, before you leave, man, give everybody a word of ear that they can when they leave from this podcast and they think about JB the Great. Out of all things you said, what would they leave with, like inspiration? Like the last thing he said stuck with me. All right, let's get it.
Right. Well, I've really enjoyed talking to you. It's just like us having a conversation. I'm pretty sure we can talk all day because my ass can talk, right? So I'll be right there with you. And so I love what you're doing. I love your platform. I love your energy. I love your work.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so there's just a huge amount of people that you're going to reach even more as time grows. Like I said, there's new levels and the next level for all of us. So very proud of that. And for anybody out there, the biggest thing is just believing in yourself, knowing that you can do it, right? Like that's it. Just believing in yourself and knowing you can do it. Many times we just, it says now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And so, it starts out by saying now faith, right?
Now faith.
So now, in the now, believing, right? It's going to happen, period.
It's going to happen, y'all. Yeah. He gave y'all tips on how to pray, and he told you it's now. Today is the day we give faith, and we take that leap of faith to whatever you guys are looking to expand the world, inspire people in the world. And I want y'all to know, nobody hates y'all today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Nobody told you that they love y'all, and they're like, nah, I don't want to give you no love. Just know, I love you from the PEG podcast, and my man, JB the Great, he loves y'all, man. So now you can't do nothing but love us. If you hate us today, you hate us tomorrow, guess what? We still love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. You feel me? You can't do nothing, man. It was a blessing being on with you. And we got to do this again. Y'all got to stay on the lookout with my man. He'll be back and give you some more sauce. Tap into his social media. And be blessed, man. It was definitely love. And look, if you guys are looking to get more in with me or him, y'all know where to follow us. Live today, and we love you tomorrow. Live to inspire. Let's get it. Yeah. And let's go. Yeah.